Moving on, President of the Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, Reverend Professor Paul Appiah Mensah, wants government to apologize for failing to protect the customers of Men's Gold. His comments come at the back of government's decision not to bail out customers of the gold dealership company. Speaking up front with Raymond Aqua, Professor Appiah Mensah chastised the state for failing to halt the operation of Men's Gold and allowing it to fester.
We are now doing firefighting or reactionary method, and we need people who should have been proactive, who should have seen what was going to happen. The fact that they were warning, we have a statement in Cree, say akwala ni mo janu kusuma wonka sa akwala mi ko yi ni se firi januma obesu obeyi na firi janu wonko twa me janu anko hye no. So this Men's Gold thing was like a fire burning, and this what has happened today was going to happen. And people have tolerated this to happen, and it is sad. I'm not saying that they can take the money from the government because they knew that the deal was bad from the beginning. Those who are complaining are not talking about when they were getting the 10% every month. Where were they sending this money? We're not even paying tax on this money. You know, it is sad. I feel for them as a pastor. It shouldn't have happened. Yes, the government doesn't owe anybody a cedi, but the government cannot accept the blame for watching for this thing to happen.
But just like customers who defended the company and its CEO months ago, there are those who still stand by Appiah Mensah. Artist manager at Xylophone Media, a sister company of Men's Gold, Lawrence Isiama Hansen, popularly known as Bulldog, wants Appiah Mensah to come out and deal with the matter. According to him, the CEO of the company has a good case and that there's no need to hide.
Wow. And Appiah Mensah, be strong. You see what is happening? Be strong. People have gone through worse. I'm telling you, bro. People have gone through worse. And no matter what, we stand by you, no matter what. And if I were you, if what I'm hearing is true about the arrest warrant, yo, show up. You will not be jailed. None of your people will be jailed. You did not defraud nobody. You have a good case. You were running your business until this present administration messed it up. If you felt that Men's Gold's dealings were wrong or were dubious, there were better ways of going at it. When you started this campaign against Men's Gold, you said you were protecting customers and their investments. Yes, that's what government said. That's what government said. Today, what is happening to the customers? Us. What is happening to us? We are being called greedy. Why our investments? You came in to mess things up, not to protect us. You've messed things up, and you've delayed our investments from coming to us. Wow. Yo, I think you guys did not read through the document you put out, because that's a clear case. And Appiah, read through that document. The presidency has just confirmed that they had no business. I mean, BOG and SEC, you are not licensed with them, so they had no business coming into your job. Mess with our damn. Sad country, like I said before. Sad country. Sad country.
Well, the search for perhaps Ghana's most wanted man, Appiah Mensah, or NAM1, continues. Since the announcement by the Criminal Investigations Department, news has been rife about where he could possibly be. Although officials of the company claim they do not know his whereabouts, the CID says a red alert has been triggered in 194 Interpol countries. I will shortly speak to security analyst Adam Bona. But first, let's check the Interpol Ghana website. So you have it there on your screens right now. That is the interface. Once you open up, that's what pops up. Let's go to the wanted list now. So there you have the wanted list. We're going through Certainly no picture of Nana Appiah Mensah or Nam1. So let's try and search for him. So we'll type in the name, the country. Okay, so we're now typing in his surname, his forename, his nationality, clearly the results are 0. So you saw there no Nana Appiah Mensah poster of him being a fugitive on the Interpol Ghana website. So what does it mean to trigger a red alert on a suspect and still not have information about him on the Interpol website? I've been joined by Mr. Adam Bona, who is the Managing Director of Security Warehouse, to explain some of these issues. Many thanks for your time. So Bona, the CID triggered the red alert some 3 days ago, and we still don't have information on Nana Appiah Mensah on the Interpol website. What is the routine when it comes to issues like this?
Well, thank you very much and good evening to your cherished listeners. I'm not sure, you know, it looks like we need to have some understanding of how Interpol works. First of all, Interpol is one of the oldest police organizations in the world. I think around 1914, 1923 when it came into being. And so it's well structured. And so with what we had here, first of all, the police needed to go to court to get a court to, you know, issue a warrant, which they succeeded in doing. And once that was done, the person in charge of Interpol Ghana would have to then go and circulate this information to all other you know, counterparts internationally, assuming they are the 194
countries.
Circulates to all of them, and once they take custody of it, they have to do their own checks here and there. So they don't just take it, and then the next day or immediately they work on it. And so that has been done. And as far as I'm concerned, Interpol, this is the public website we are looking at. There is a secured website that is, it's like a secured server where, I mean, even within multimedia, you have a secured server where you store data and other information that is not, the public will not be privy to. And so if I go on, let's say, My Joy Online, what I might see on My Joy Online would not be exactly what you have on, what do you call it, a secured server. And so if you go on the secured server, I think is their secured server ID, I mean, you need to have password.
But what is the point of asking the public to be on the lookout for this man when you're putting this information on a secure server?
No, I'm coming there. At the moment, amongst the member states, they are able to access that information.
Right.
But the Interpol and those who are supposed to update it would have to probably cross that line where it becomes public. And so, I mean, I've spoken to Interpol and the information they've given. I mean, I think a number of countries as we speak have checked. When I say have checked, on the, what do you call it, on the secured server.
Right.
A lot of the European countries have checked. What it means is that they've checked, and our counterparts in Ghana, once they check, you get an alert that they are looking for him. And so a lot of the European countries have actually checked. What it means is that they are doing that. It is now going to, they now need to elevate it to, you know, the public domain where his picture and everything is going to be.
But why should it take so long? I mean, you put out an alert for people to be on the lookout for this man who is a fugitive. He's been called, you know, Ghana's most wanted. Why would you wait so long?
Which he is, yeah. It takes so long because they have their own processes. I mean, sometimes
it takes a long time to upload a picture of a wanted man.
No, they have processes. I mean, due process must be followed.
Right.
Due process must be followed. They've done the first thing, which is to put it on their secured server.
Right.
And so what it means, I mean, all this we are doing, we are still asking the general public in the world to get #1 for us. And so, assuming you were in London, for instance, and you know he's hiding somewhere in maybe Islington, or he's hiding in West London, or wherever he's hiding, and you know where he is, all you need to do is to go to the nearest police station and report that this man is a wanted man. When they go onto their server, they would find him. And so it has to do with you realize that even for the police to go to court.
Elsewhere, especially in the West, when a red alert is put out on fugitives, within a matter of 2 hours, less than 24 hours, their faces pop up on Interpol websites. So
we
why
have
has it taken so long?
This is he's not. Remember, he's not probably a terrorist. He's not somebody who is committed, serial killing. Probably you need to go and check those who are there. It will tell you they have levels of fugitives who are on the run.
Right.
And so as we speak, he is a fugitive on the run. And so whoever knows where he is would have to help bring him in. So at the moment, Interpol Ghana would have to do, I think they've sent what they have to send to, Interpol International to, let them put him on, what do you call it? Because you still have to do a lot of convincing. And the convincing, I mean, you see a threat, a security threat to this country. Yes, we have to prove it and say that if you look at what happened in Kumasi, if we don't bring him back to this country, this issue of #1 could destabilize this country. Right. And so that would have to be discussed thoroughly, or else, if every fugitives are fugitives, but we have fugitives in levels. And so I want to believe that they've done what they have to do, and Interpol has triggered the alert. And definitely,
usually how long will it take for them to upload his picture? It
depends on the convincing. When I say the convincing, at the moment, they've triggered it among the member states.
Because we are close to 72 hours now.
I'm trying to explain. What I'm trying to say is that if he was a serial killer, if he was a terrorist, let's say Osama bin Laden, the late Osama bin Laden, then you would say that there is proof that this man has carnage, has killed people, has done this, manslaughter, so what do you call it, killing a lot of people or doing a lot of damage to humanity. Then they will put him quickly, it is going to be uploaded because then it becomes international. But as we speak at the moment, this is something that we are looking at it from the point of view of security, where if this man is not brought back, I mean, I was in your sister station, Joy FM, and a woman was shedding tears. If you go to the Kaswa area, I'm told probably 80% of the indigenous around Kaswa have invested money. That is a serious security threat. If you go to Kumasi, what we saw was a tip of the iceberg. Right. What it means is that these communities, if they wait and probably this man, they are not arresting him and bringing him. If we go up in flames, like we are seeing in Yendi, this is going to spill out of proportion. And so that is how serious this whole issue is. And I believe that if Interpol International is listening to us, they realize that we are in crisis because of #1, the most wanted person. And I think it is in his own interest to return back. If he doesn't come, definitely he will be, so they will look for him. If he's arrested and brought back to Ghana, I don't think any judge would give him bail.
Okay, I see. It's interesting. We know that the alert has been sent to 194 Interpol member states. What if it's not in any of those states, 194 states? What then happens with the alert? It means that his picture is not up and out there for the general public globally to be able to track him down if they do see him.
No, the truth is that if it's not in any of those member states, then even if you put his picture, let's say he's in one of these banana, Caribbean islands where there is, I mean, it belongs to an individual and is hiding there, they are not subject to any treaty, and he's there. It becomes then very difficult for you to get him and repatriate him back to Ghana. And so I believe, I mean, sources, I mean, my own checks indicate that he's within those territories, and therefore,
and by those territories, you mean the Caribbean, Mexico?
No. I mean, he's within the Interpol territories, and so we are hoping that, he would surrender or he's going to come in. Remember, for him to fly, you realize that after September 11, before you leave Ghana to a lot of these countries, your information would have, say you are going to Heathrow, your information would arrive in Heathrow before you land. And so what it means is that if he has to board a plane, let's say from Nigeria to Togo, his information would have to land in Togo that these persons are in the aircraft. And so that is how technology, has advanced. So it means that wherever he is, if he's going to move across the ocean or the continent, if he's going to jet off the continent, definitely they need to declare who are the people in the airplane.
You're a security expert. This just crossed my mind. What if he has changed his identity and we do know he owns a private jet? He can travel anywhere with it.
He doesn't own a private jet. He's leased a private jet.
So if he's using it and he's changed his identity, is it possible for the security agencies to pick him up?
At the moment, you realize that the advent of this day and age of security, your fingerprints are collected, your iris, a lot of information is collected about you.
Right.
And so I want to believe that you can do all the plastic surgery, you can change your face and all that, but there are certain information you can't change. And also remember that if an aircraft has to come into the airspace of Ghana, you need to get clearance before you fly over.
Right.
And to do that, you need to declare if you are a cargo plane or if you are carrying a private person. They need to do all that. And so I believe that number one, it's not gone far. I want to believe that he might even be listening to us and thinking that, I've got to come home. It is in his own interest to come home, because if he doesn't come, and Interpol, definitely they'll find him. When they find him and they bring him, then it becomes very difficult. But if he comes on his own volition, then chances are that his lawyers could plead and say that, you see, this is not someone who meant any bad, and so give him bail, and then he's going to post his sureties and all that, so that we go through. I think we have other people who were declared wanted, and within 48 hours or so they landed, they were taken to the police headquarters, and then they were granted bail. They are still within this country, so he should learn from that experience. But if he stays there, and they go after him and they bring him, then I believe that they wouldn't put him in police cells. They'll put him, any court who he goes to would take him to his home. So if he's listening to us, I think he should just show up and say, see, this is me. I'm not too big, but I'm smart, and so I'm back. Something like that. I think he should come
Hopefully he's listening to your advice.
Hopefully, yes. I'm saying he should come back. He shouldn't just go into it. How long can you hide?
All right, thank you so much for your time. That's Adams Bona. He's a security analyst, and we've been discussing the manhunt for CEO of Men's Gold, Appiah Mensah, and matters arising. You're still watching Joy News Prime. Coming